Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So in the community page, I am going to put on what was put on Quora, and I spoke about it yesterday regarding the coronation and the three options that are standing in front of Harry. Now, I'm not going to speak about all of what Harry has spewed regarding his brother in the past 24 hours or what came out from the book. All of the violence claims, the necklace that was torn, the Nazi uniform. I'm not going to talk about it now, at least not now. And I'm going to speak about what what is better for Harry, what is the best option for Harry in regard of the coronation. It doesn't mean that this is the option that he will decide to choose. I am only looking into the options and seeing which one is best for him. And the three options that are standing in front of him is the first one is to decide not to come to the coronation. The second one is to come as a duke, and then he will have to swear allegiance to King Charles. He will have to wear the ermine fair, he will have to put on the coronet, he will have to bow in front of his father, he will have to swear allegiance to the king, he will have to swear that he will protect the king no matter what, with his own life if it means, and of course that is completely against all of the mud and the throwing under the bus that he has been doing for the past 3 years. So that is the second option. Well, I'm sorry, but Rosie wants out again. So she didn't go out at last. I don't know what she wants. Anyway, so as I said, the second option is to swear allegiance to the king, and the third option is to go to the coronation as a private person and not as a duke, and not to swear to the king, so to renounce his title before the coronation. So I'm going to look into the best option for him. As you can see, I have one deck here, so I'm not going to use the SOS reading. I'm going to do the sliding door reading, which I've used before, and I'm going to do it again. I think it's a longer reading, but I think it's more profound and it gives us more information, and it will help us. Wow, I don't know what she wants. מיצי, מה את רוצה? מה את רוצה? את רוצה לצאת? אז בואי אני אעזור לך לצאת. Okay, I'm going to let her out. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen this reading before or haven't seen you doing that, what I'm doing is first I'm shuffling the cards, and I'm asking for the cards to align in a way that will give me the best the best answers for the options in regard to the question that I'm asking. And then I am cutting the deck into five into the past, the present, the future, to the reasons and the conclusions. And then I'm taking cards, five cards to each option, and I am seeing which option is better in regard to every one of the criterias that I chose sorry, I am not concentrated enough to speak in English. I don't know why. Okay, so once again, I am comparing line to line to line, and I'm seeing which one is the strongest, when the most important card is the future card and the results card. But the future card is the strongest card. Okay, so I'm using the Games of Thrones deck, which is the best deck to use in this instance. And before I start, this is a tarot reading. It is vibrational, it is open to interpretation, it exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true, so please do your own research and decide for yourself. So let's clear the deck. Okay, so I would like to study the options in front of Prince Harry in regard to the coronation in the sliding door reading. I would like to use the sliding door reading to study the options that are in front of Prince Harry in regard to the coronation. Which of the options that are in front of Prince Harry is the best for him in regard for the coronation of his father, King Charles? Which of the options that are in front of Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, is the best for him in regard to his father, King Charles's coronation? So as I said, I am locking the deck, and before I'm just checking to see if I need to cut the deck or not beforehand. I don't think so. No. Now I'm cutting the deck into 5. So this is going to be the pile for the past, and this is going to be the pile for the present. This is going to be the pile for the future. This is going to be the pile for the reasons, and this is going to be the pile for the results. Okay, now the first option is to decide not to go to the coronation. So I'm taking one card from each pile. Now let me take this away and take this into the far, so I have more room. So one card from each pile. A minute, this is one card. Okay. And let me see. Okay. Okay, so first I'm looking into this option. So this option, the past card, is the first past card is giving us 2 things. The first thing that it's giving us is the common past of Harry and the royal family, or Harry and his father, and it will give us what does the royal or what does King Charles or the royal family expect from Harry, and can Harry achieve that or get that, do that, what King Charles is expecting from him? Can Harry actually give him what he wants? So first of all, we're looking at the common past. Now this common past is true for all the other options, because the common past is not changing. The past is the past for every one of the options. This is a past that is not changing. The only thing that changes is the agenda. This is the agenda that is changing in regard to every option. So if Harry doesn't come, what does the king expects him to do if he doesn't come? What will happen, or what does the king expects that will happen if Harry doesn't come? So this is the past, and the past is the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords, that is first of all a card of destruction and failure known in advance. This is a card of really a very difficult past. And we're talking about the whole past. This is not only the past, the recent past. We're looking at the past as a whole. So we see that the relationship there was not a good relationship for a long time. The Three of Swords, that is failure known in advance because of being in the Two of Swords energy, of not being able to see reality as it is, and because of acting out, not being able to deal with reality, and because of that, not making the right choices. Now, I don't know when that started. I don't know when that started, but it started somewhere. Some time in the past, it started that there was no ability to see reality as it is from one side or two sides, and because of that, there was no ability to deal with reality. Now, what we did here is that William tried to put some sense into Harry. He tried to show him what kind of person his wife is. Harry wouldn't listen. Harry couldn't see reality. So these are things that happened in the recent past. But why was Harry such an easy target for Meghan? It's all a part of the reasons why he was such an easy target. All of that is things that he was carrying with him for a long time. So the Three of Swords is something that came from beforehand. And we see, let's say, a heartache and destruction from a long time through the past of the relationship there between Harry and William, between Harry and his father, resentment, anger. So all of these things, and probably because there was no actual talk, because there was no actual dealing with reality, and because of that, trying to maybe smooth things over without actually dealing with the things that they should have dealt with. Now, if Harry won't arrive to the coronation, that would be like the third sword in King Charles's heart. It will be really, really, really bad. I mean, this is something that will not go down well. This is something that is going to be very, very bad. This is not going to go down well for King Charles. So that is the past. Now, the present is showing us what does Harry want? What is he looking for? What does he want, or what does he expect from the coronation? And we get the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about controlling the destiny, controlling changes. So this is what he wants. He wants to be able to control his own destiny. He wants to be able to control the changes that are happening. Now, this is something that is very, very difficult to achieve. In order to be able to control your destiny, you need to have a very good inner control. I mean, you need to have control within yourself. This is a card that comes after the Strength card. The Strength card is talking about the control that we seek comes within ourselves. And if you remember, with the major arcanas, it's about it's the fool's journey. You need to move card after card. You cannot skip cards. So if you go through the strength card and you find the control within yourself, and then you go, you take the hermit card into finding the truth, and even if it means going all the way within yourself to search for the truth, then you can find control and you can find the destiny, take your destiny within yourself, control your future, control your changes. So this is about the need for change. This is about believing that everything comes, that you can control your changes, that things are not coming from above, that things are not just falling from the sky, that you can control the changes. This is what Harry is craving. He wants to be able to control the changes. This is what he wants. This is what he needs, and this is what he feels, that if he doesn't go to the coronation, that he will achieve. Okay, the future card is about what will the future be if he doesn't go to the coronation. It gives us a glimpse of the future, okay? And it is the Ace of Swords, which is a good card. So it shows that if he doesn't go to the coronation, he will be able to reach this place of being able to achieve his thoughts, his strategies, his ideas in the material world. So that is a good card, and it does show us a good. Let's say altogether it is a good card. So it is something that he can benefit from. The reasons is a negative card, and it tells us the reasons for a probable problem that can be, and this could change things, because if it is negative cards, then it can even change things to the worse or to the better, and we get the Eight of Swords, which is a negative card. So this is a negative card, and the Eight of Swords is a card of bondages and of shackles. It is a card of emotional shackles. It's a card of emotional problems. It's a card of someone who is emotionally unable to get away from those blockages. This is a person that needs to be cold-hearted and to take cold consideration, just like the Ace of Swords is telling us, but he's unable to do that because he is in the Eight of Swords energy, and he is just unable to take all considerations. He is emotional. He is unable to be rational. This is a card of secrets. This is a card of betrayals, inability to act. This is a card of someone who is disrupted by reality and is unable to act. This is a card of depression, of despair, and inability to see reality. So we get here a bad card that is badly influencing the Ace of Swords. And we have the the Three of Swords, which is also a bad card. So the Wheel of Fortune is badly influenced by the Three of Swords, but is positively influenced by the Ace of Swords. And then we get the results card, and the results card shows us the potential. So what does he need to do, oh, sorry, this is, no, it is the Two of Cups. So what does he need to do in order to advance or to try and to advance this option? And we get the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is a card of, it's interesting because what I saw here is the father, smith, warrior, mother, maiden, crone, and these are the seven gods in the Games of Thrones, if any one of you watched it. And the Two of Cups is a card that speaks about the need to be active. So this is about not being passive. This is about not waiting for others to do the work for him. So if he wants to decide not to go to the coronation, if he wants this option to work for him, he will have to do this. He will have to be very active in this option. He will have to be very active. He will have to be a suitor here. He will have to be he won't be able to be passive. He will have to be initiative. He will have to be very serious about it. And this is about showing the universe that he's serious about it, and even if it means that he's breaking his father's heart, and he's just completely turning his back to his family. And I believe that this sword is just telling us that if he does that, this will cut his relationship with his family forever. So this is the first option, and it shows us that it's not very easy for him. He's really shackled. He's emotionally unable to go through with this. It's not easy for him. He is shackled. It is something that is difficult for him, but to do that, and it will take a lot of force from his side. It will take a lot of active force from him. It won't. It's not something that it's just saying I'm not coming to the coronation. It will need to be very actively done from his side, and it's not something that his wife can do for him. It will need to be something that he does, and this is calling for an active action from his side, and he will have to see how he's doing that. It's not an easy thing to do. So that is the first option of not coming to the coronation. The second option is not coming to the coronation, but renouncing the ducal titles before he comes to the coronation, so giving up the Duke of Sussex title. So now the past option is showing us the agenda of him, of his agenda, and and the royal family's agenda in this case. So does the royal family prefer him to give up his because we already know the past. The past is the Three of Swords, and on top of that, does the royal family prefer him to give up the ducal titles, and does he prefer that? What do we see regard to agenda? And we see the Hermit. So this is not a very not a very yes card. The Hermit card is a very spiritual card. It's a card that speaks about being willingness to go all the way towards the towards the truth, in order to achieve the truth. That's a card of loneliness. That's a card of going within. This is a card of someone who will do whatever it takes in order to find the truth. So in many aspects, we can see that as a card of a yes card in regard to giving up the ducal titles, because we see here someone that will end up without a title. He will end up without this honor. This is about going all the way in search for the truth. This is a message about doing something that is very drastic, going all the way in order to achieve that. So this is, I think, mostly the royal family that will prefer him to do that. And in his case, he will feel the pain of feeling outcasted, feeling alone, feeling that he had to give up something that he cherished. But this is a card of solitude. This is a card of being in the coronation and looking at others doing what he thought that he should have done, but on the other hand, he can't be with his wife, so he needs to be with his wife. So being torn between these two options. So the Hermit card shows us how difficult it is for him, but this agenda card shows us that despite the fact that this is not something that is such a great thing, the royal family does prefer him to do that. Okay, so this is the past. The present is what does he prefer? What does he look for? What does he want in this option? And we see the Six of Swords. So for Harry, this is something that, this is a vacation card. This is the going from the turbulent waters to the quiet waters. This is the searching for a clear way, or the easy way out, the way to run away from your problems. This is running away from the problems. This is going away. So this is for him the best way of leaving the situation. In his eyes, this is something that will allow him to just leave the past behind him, to move forward in his case, and to just leave everything behind him, and to be in the coronation, but not to be in the coronation, and then to be able to go away and never come back. So this is for him a good way to, this is what he looks for. He looks for something that will allow him to go out for that vacation, to go out for this ability of something that will allow him to leave that turbulence, leave that very difficult things, and just move away. So if we're looking at how much Harry wants this option, he actually does want this option. Whether or not his wife will allow him to take that option, that's another question. But he himself, he wants this option. Okay, the next card is the future. A glimpse to the future, and we get death. So this is a second change card, and the death card is actually a card that just tells us that if Harry decides to take this route, this will change everything. And we know that because if Harry is not a duke anymore, it will change everything will change. This is killing everything that was before and starting over. But it doesn't mean that it is a bad card. It means that this is a new life. This is starting over. This is killing everything that was before and starting over as a private citizen, as someone who is not a prince and is not a duke, starting as Mr. Harry Windsor. This is who he will have to be. I don't think that he can be a prince any longer if he decides to give up his titles. So this card is telling us that he will have to change everything. This is a really decision that will change his whole life. This will kill everything. This is a complete change. Okay, so the next card is the reasons card, or this is the things that are hindering him, the things that are the things that are not helping him, or the let's say the things that are not helping him. So we're seeing here the devil, and the devil is okay. So I don't have to introduce the devil to you. And if we're looking at what is not helping him, what is the obstacles in his way, then the devil is the obstacle that will not allow him to decide to give up his titles, to be in the coronation without his titles. So do I need to come out and say the devil's name in this instance? I don't think so. The devil is the one who is Yuval. Sorry for the distraction. So I don't need to tell you who is the devil. The devil is the one that will not allow Harry to give up the titles. He's the main obstacle here. He, she, the one who is carried away, the one who is losing control, the one who is submitting to urges, the one who wants everything, the one who is the darkness itself, the one who is everything, wants everything, the one who will lie, the one who will mislead, the one that shackles, if we're looking at shackles before, the one that will shackle, the one that urges, the one that everything that is wrong, everything that is bad. This is the one. This is the main obstacle in his way that won't allow Harry to decide to give up his titles. So what is the potential of this option? What does Harry need to do in order to actually choose this option? And we got the 8 of Spurs. So the 8 of Spurs is actually a good potential. So this shows us that the potential is good if he acts swiftly, if he is acting right. This is actually the right thing for him to do if he does act fast, and if he does get over the devil. But this card is badly aspected by the devil, and the death card is badly aspected by the devil. So this card is very much it's very hard to take it out because it's badly aspected. But if he is able to act fast and to do that. So the 8 of Spurs shows us that there is a potential for this option if he decides to act fast. But if he doesn't act fast, then the devil will hinder him and will not allow him to actually do this and actually make this option a reality. Okay, so I will take a break here and come back later. I need to get out. Sorry. Okay, so I'm sorry for the interval, and we are in the third option. So the first option was not to go to the coronation. The second option was to come after giving up the ducal and the titles, and the third option is to come to the coronation and to bow to his as a duke and to bow to his father and swear alliance to his father. So the first card is the past card, or in this instance it shows us the agenda, or where is he coming from, what does he feel about, how does he feel about this, and how do the royal family feel about this option. And what I'm getting here is the 10 of Spears. So in this option, we see that it's an overload. It's an overload for both of them. This is not an easy option. This is way too much. It's really difficult. It's difficult, and we can see that there is no good option. Now, remember that this card is going together with the 3 of Swords. So we're taking a very difficult past, and we're taking on top of that, we're taking the 10 of Wands. So on top of a very difficult past to begin with, there is this overload of too much to bear, too many obstacles in his way. This is way too much to ask for him. It's really his agenda in this instance is not to take too much upon himself, not to take this overload, not to try to lean to take to the easy road, not to take too much upon himself, because if he will take too much upon himself, it will be the road to self-destruction. Now, in this instance, even the royal family, I don't think that they want him to do that, and the royal family really would want him, as I said before, they would want him to take that option, the option of deciding to give away the titles, as I said before. Even the royal family would like him not to come as a duke and not to bow to King Charles. They feel that it will be awkward. This is the agenda of both sides. Both sides don't feel this is a good option. Now, the present situation is what does Harry really feel? How does he really feel about this? What does he want to do? And what we're getting here is Temperance. So Temperance, I'm sorry, let me see Temperance is a card that speaks about believing. Now, this is a card that is a major arcana. So it's a card of a very spiritual card. This is a card that speaks about believing that things will go his way, that all he needs to do is believe that everything will go his way. This shows us that he actually believes that everything will happen the way that he wants, that he thinks that he wants. He believes that things just happen from above. This is actually believing in miracles, believing that he has the ability to have things. To be able to turn things into the way that his wife wants him to turn that. So I think that in a way, it's way too much for the royal family. It's way too much for him even. But in his let's say in his deepest corner of, or in the way deepest corners of his heart, he would like to be able to do that. So he would like to be able, this is this is what he would like to do. This is what he would love to do. He would like to be able to go to the coronation and to swear alliance to his father. This is what he would like to do. This is what he would love to be able to do. This is what he wishes for. This is what he dreams about. This is what he really, really wants to be able to do. This is what he believes that he can maybe be able to do, because miracles can happen. This is what he wishes for. He wants to be able to make those miracles happen. This card is about believing that miracles can happen. So deep inside, deep inside, he has this is cultivating this very, very tender belief that he might be able to go there as a duke and to swear alliance to his father. He doesn't know how, he doesn't know where, he doesn't know when, but he really wishes that he could do that. And let's see, what does the future tell us? And the future tells us judgment. And this is another change card. And this is the biggest change card of all. If we started with the Wheel of Fortune, and we had the Death card later on, and now we are having the Judgment card. And the Judgment card, that is the deepest and the most, oh God, wait a minute. I feel like I'm in a train station. I'm just opening the door and closing the door all day. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm in judgment. So as I was saying, this is the biggest change card. And if he does go to the coronation and does swear alliance to his father, this is the biggest change ever. This is a change that is a very long and very profound change. This is a change that is a very difficult and very painful process. This change process is something that is needed. That this is the awakening. If he does go to to the coronation, and he does does swear alliance to his father, he will have to go through this awakening process, and it's not going to be an easy one. It's going to be a very, very painful process to go through, and it's not an easy thing to go through, and I don't see that happening so fast. I mean, this is a slow, very painful process to go through, and I don't see him anywhere close to that. So this is a very big change. This is a change that you cannot go back from, and this is really the awakening card, and this is coming back from the dead. Okay, so really this will entail a big change. Okay, so what is stopping him? What is the thing? What are the big challenges? What is not allowing him to do that? And we get the Seven of Spears. And the Seven of Spears is a card that is telling Prince Harry that he needs to focus on the most important things and leave the trivial things aside. Now, because these are the obstacles, we need to look at the negative aspects of this card. And the negative aspects of this card show inattention to particulars, confusion, lack of focus, forgetfulness, tendency to get bored easily, difficulty in taking decisions, tendency to procrastinate, looking for excuses. So this is a person that is starting things but is not taking them all the way through. This is a person that has problems to focus on things. This is I said that in many previous readings about Harry in the past. This is the typical card for the ADHD person, and as I said that before, and I say that again, he is the typical ADHD child that did not get treatment as he should have, and he has trouble focusing on the important things. He is spreading around. He has problem in looking at the trivial at looking at the trivial things and putting them aside. He is unable to focus on the most important things, and this is something that is shackling, that is not helping him move forward. It's not helping him make that decision. So in order for him to be able to go and to the coronation with and swear alliance to his father, he will have to be able to put all of those trivial things aside and focus on the most important things. And this is a very difficult task for Harry because he's unable to do that. Okay, so what can we see for the potential? What is the potential for this option? And we're getting the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is not a good card for potentials because the Knight of Swords is one of the weakest card for potential. This is, and all knights are people that lose opportunities because they are people who have problems. And the Knight of Swords is the spoiled kid, the child that, or the person that never does things alone, never really does things by himself. Or because of that, he misses opportunities. This is a person who is stubborn. This is a person who is not cautious. Someone who has a tendency to ruin things that he builds. This is a person that is abstaining from things, and because of that, this option has doesn't have a big potential. Now, if we're looking at the three options, out of the three options, the only option that has a minor arcana is the first one, the Ace of Swords, and this is the only option that is the best option out of all. The best option for him is not to come to the coronation. Now, in the ITV interview, he did not commit himself to say whether or not he's coming. He said something about it's up to his family. I believe that he cannot take not the route of giving up his ducal or any other of his titles. The devil will not allow that. He cannot come and swear alliance to his father. This is something that he does not have the stamina for. This entails being able to be focused on the most important things, and this is something that's something that causes, or at least goes with enlightenment, something that he's very, very far away from. And as a rule, if we are comparing minor arcanas to major arcanas, minor arcanas always win, because minor arcanas are earthly, down-to-earth cards. They are cards that are a lot better in being able to utilize them, being able to use them. And the major arcanas are spiritual cards. They are not earthly cards. So this is an ace. So it's a great card. So out of all the three options, this is the best option. And when you come to think of it, it's even logical. It's the logical option. I don't think that up until now, I thought that they will come to the coronation no matter what. Now, come to think of it, I don't see them coming, but maybe I'm wrong. And once again, this is not a prediction. This is a reading that speaks about what is best for Harry. It doesn't mean that this is what he's going to do, but this is what is best for him. So the best option for him is not to come. So this is the tarot, and the oracle card is for the royal family. And I'm using the Chakra Wisdom Oracle, which is very down-to-earth oracle deck. Every card has one word that is a word that is a key word, and then we'll go and see the whole message. But the wisdom card here is for the royal family, not for Harry. Although the option here was the reading was for Harry, but I don't think that he's watching. But once again, this is for Harry. Now, I have to say that after listening and seeing what happened with Harry and William in regard to their argument regarding Meghan. Just one side note while I'm shuffling this deck, because it is new, so I have to shuffle it a little bit longer. I'm sorry that the royal family didn't have anyone professional to consult them while Harry was married to Meghan, while they were still in England. If they had someone like A.G. Tudor to consult them back then, I don't think that William would have gone into arguments like he did with Harry. Whether he did get into that in violence or not, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that when you're talking to someone who is under a narcissistic spell, it's useless to tell him that his spouse is toxic, or that his spouse is whatever William told him. It only fuels him even more. It only gets him. And Meghan was very smart. So the amount of so this was not smart out of William, and he couldn't have known. But if they had anyone to consult them, then he would have known. Oh, what I wasn't starting to say, that it was really smart out of Meghan to react in the way that she did, and instead of coming out angry, to be sad. It's like genius. Really, it's genius. It's wow. She is really sophisticated, even more than I thought. Okay, so let's start by clearing the deck. Okay, so advice to the royal family in regard to Harry coming to the coronation. Advice to the royal family in regard to Harry coming to the coronation. And the card that I'm getting is confusion. So it's not a clear cut. Let's see. Okay, so this is part of the neutral card at a glance, but it's actually a silver cloud. And what it says is, when you are in the unknown, it may be a little comfort to know that you are safe. Understand that your angels have brought you to this point. You may need more information at this time. Remain still and allow inspiration in. It will come. So right now, there is not enough information for the royal family to go to go further. They don't know what Harry will decide, if he will decide to go through without the titles, if he will decide to come to the coronation or not. He tries to put it out as if he's waiting for some kind of an apology. This will never come. So the keywords is allowing confusion, consequences of actions. This is about really to allow the confusion, because right now they need more information, and this is not something that they can get from themselves. They need to let him make the decision himself and then follow what he's doing, not wait for, not give him the or let him well, what I'm trying to say is not give in to his demands, not let him determine the ground rules. They determine their ground rules. They determine what they decide, what they want. This cloud of confusion will come clear when he decides what he wants to do. Then they will be able to either accept it or not accept it. But then, if he decides to come to the coronation as a duke and not swear an alliance to the king, then they can come out and put their foot down and say this is not acceptable. But up until then, as long as there are still confusion around what he decides to do, then they should stay out and let the confusion go on, and just let the clouds of confusion stay until they are cleared from his side, because they are not the ones that need to clear it out. So this is the card, the advice for the royal family. I think that this is a very good advice for the royal family, and I hope that and I really hope that they will not start lashing out at Harry, because it's useless. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, share my videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.